What if I told you that you could work less and live more? What if the traditional path of working 40-hour weeks for 40 years, saving every penny, and finally retiring at 65 wasn't the only way to build wealth and freedom? Today, we're diving into Tim Ferriss's groundbreaking book, The 4-Hour Workweek, a blueprint that has transformed millions of lives worldwide. Ferriss isn't just another entrepreneur, he's a lifestyle designer, angel investor, and the architect of what he calls the New Rich movement. This isn't your typical get-rich-quick scheme. Instead, Ferriss presents a systematic approach to escaping the 9-to-5 grind, automating your income, and creating what he calls lifestyle design, the art of living richly now. Rather than deferring life until some distant retirement, the core premise is revolutionary. Stop working for retirement and start designing your ideal lifestyle today. Why wait until you're 65 to live the life you want, when you can create freedom of time, location, and financial independence right now? Throughout this summary, we will explore how to build automated income streams, eliminate time-wasting activities, and create the mobility to work from anywhere in the world. This isn't about becoming lazy, it's about becoming strategically effective, and designing a life that excites you every single day. Part 1, Redefining Wealth and Success. Let's start by completely redefining what wealth means. Most people think wealth is simply about accumulating money. The bigger the bank account, the wealthier you are. But Ferriss argues that true wealth is a combination of three elements: time, mobility, and money. Think about it this way: would you rather have $1 million, but be chained to a desk 60 hours a week, or have $50,000 in passive income, while having complete control over your time and location? The traditional path tells us to choose the first option, but Ferriss challenges this assumption entirely. The conventional wisdom follows a simple formula: work harder, save more, invest conservatively, and retire at 65 with enough money to finally live the life you want. But here's the problem with this approach: it's based on the assumption that your best years are behind you, by the time you can afford to enjoy them. Ferriss introduces us to the concept of the new rich, people who have abandoned the deferred life plan and instead focus on designing their ideal lifestyle first, then building the income streams to support it. These aren't trust fund babies or lottery winners. They are strategic thinkers who have figured out how to generate income, without being tied to a specific location or traditional work schedule. Consider this example. Sarah, a graphic designer, realized she could serve clients from anywhere in the world. Instead of waiting until retirement to travel, she spent 6 months in Thailand, 3 months in Portugal, and 6 months in Mexico, all while maintaining her client base and actually increasing her income, due to lower living costs. Her wealth isn't just measured in dollars, but in experiences, freedom, and life satisfaction. The key insight here is that wealth building isn't just about accumulating assets, it's about creating optionality. When you have time, mobility, and sufficient income, you have the power to choose how you spend your days. This is true financial independence. The lesson is clear: stop deferring life until retirement. The perfect time to design your ideal lifestyle is now, not when you're 65, and potentially less healthy or energetic than you are today. Part 2, Deal Framework, the 4 Steps to Freedom. Ferriss doesn't just present a philosophy, he provides a systematic framework for achieving lifestyle design. He calls it the Deal Framework, and it's your roadmap to freedom. The 4 steps are: D. Definition. This is where you clearly define what you want your ideal lifestyle to look like. Most people have vague goals like, I want to be rich, or I want to travel more. The new rich get specific. They define exactly what freedom means to them, what experiences they want to have, and what their ideal day looks like. E. Elimination. This is about identifying and cutting out the time-wasting activities that keep you busy but don't move you toward your goals. It's based on the 80-20 principle: 20% of your activities produce 80% of your results. The question becomes, what can you eliminate to focus on what really matters? Automation. This is where the magic happens. You build systems and income streams that generate money without requiring your constant attention. This could be through online businesses, digital products, investments, or other automated revenue sources. Liberation. The final step is about creating mobility and location independence. This might mean negotiating remote work arrangements, building a business that runs without you, or simply designing your life so you're not tied to a specific location. The beauty of this framework is that it's not about escaping work entirely. It's about working strategically. When you follow the DEAL process, you're not just building wealth, you're building a life that aligns with your values and desires. The lesson here is fundamental: freedom isn't accidental. It's the result of questioning assumptions, designing systems, and taking strategic action. The DEAL framework gives you the structure to make it happen. Part 3, D, Definition. Know what you want. The first step in the DEAL framework is definition, and it's arguably the most important. You can't build wealth or design your ideal lifestyle if you don't know what you're aiming for. Most people skip this step and wonder why they feel unfulfilled despite financial success. Ferriss introduces a powerful exercise called creating a dreamline. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's a strategic planning tool. You create 3 columns: what you want to have, what you want to be, and what you want to do. Then you assign timelines and costs to each goal. For example, instead of saying, "I want to travel more," you might write, "I want to spend 3 months learning Italian while living in Tuscany, starting in 18 months, estimated cost $8,000. The specificity transforms a vague desire into an actionable goal. Here's where it gets interesting. Ferriss introduces the concept of target monthly income (TMI). This is the amount of money you need each month to fund your ideal lifestyle. Most people assume this number is much higher than it actually is. Let's look at a real example. James, a software developer, thought he needed $10,000 per month to live his dream life. But when he got specific about his dreamline, he realized he could live incredibly well in Portugal for $3,000 per month, including rent, food, transportation, and entertainment. Instead of needing $2.4 million invested to generate $10,000 monthly using the 4% rule, he only needed $900,000 to generate $3,000 monthly. That's a difference of 20 years of saving and investing. This is the power of geographic arbitrage, earning in strong currencies, while living in places with lower costs of living. Your money goes further. And you need less of it to achieve financial independence. But definition isn't just about money and location. It's about understanding what truly makes you happy. Ferriss challenges readers to think beyond material possessions, and consider experiences, relationships, and personal growth. The key insight is that most people are climbing the wrong mountain. They're working toward a version of success that society has defined for them, not one that aligns with their personal values and desires. The lesson is powerful: clarity beats vague ambition every time. When you design from your ideal life backward, you often discover that your dreams are more achievable than you initially thought. Part 4, E, Elimination. Do less, achieve more. The second step in the DEAL framework is elimination, and it's where most people discover they have been sabotaging their own success. We live in a culture that glorifies being busy, but Ferriss makes a crucial distinction. Being busy is not the same as being productive. The foundation of elimination is the 80-20 principle, also known as the Pareto principle. This states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your activities. The implications are staggering. If you can identify and focus on that crucial 20%, you can achieve better results while working significantly less. Let's apply this to wealth building. Most people try to cut expenses across the board. They will spend an hour clipping coupons to save $5, but they won't spend an hour learning about tax optimization strategies that could save them thousands. The 80-20 approach would focus on the high-impact activities, negotiating salary increases, optimizing investment strategies, or building additional income streams. Ferriss also introduces Parkinson's law: work expands to fill the time you give it. If you give yourself all day to complete a task, it will take all day. If you give yourself 2 hours, you will find a way to complete it in 2 hours. This principle is transformative for both productivity and wealth building. Here's a practical example. Lisa, a marketing consultant, used to spend entire days on client projects and felt constantly overwhelmed. She implemented time boxing, giving herself strict deadlines for each task. Not only did she complete the same quality of work in half the time, but she also freed up hours each day to develop passive income streams through online courses. The elimination phase also involves cutting out what Ferriss calls time vampires, activities that drain your energy without providing proportional value. This might include checking email constantly throughout the day, instead of batching it into 2 focused sessions. attending meetings that could have been emails, consuming news and social media that doesn't contribute to your goals, saying yes to every social invitation instead of being selective about how you spend your time. One of the most powerful elimination strategies is learning to say no. Warren Buffett once said, "The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything." This isn't about being antisocial, it's about protecting your time and energy for the activities that truly matter. The lesson here is counterintuitive but powerful. Sometimes the best way to achieve more is to do less. When you eliminate the non-essential, you create space for the activities that actually build wealth and freedom. Part 5. Automation. Create income streams that run themselves. The third step in the DEAL framework is automation, and this is where lifestyle design becomes truly powerful. Automation is about creating income streams that generate money without requiring your constant attention, the holy grail of wealth building. Traditional employment operates on a time-for-money exchange. You work an hour, you get paid for an hour. But automation flips this model. You invest time and effort upfront to create systems that generate income indefinitely. This is the difference between linear and exponential wealth building. Ferriss presents several automation strategies. One popular approach is creating and selling digital products. Consider Alex, who spent 3 months creating an online course about photography. That course now generates $5,000 per month in passive income, 2 years after he created it. He's essentially being paid repeatedly for work he did once. Another automation strategy is building what Ferriss calls a muse, a low-maintenance business that generates cash flow. This could be dropshipping products where you never handle inventory, creating software tools that solve specific problems, building membership sites or communities, licensing your expertise or intellectual property. The key to successful automation is removing yourself from the day-to-day operations. This requires systematic thinking and, often, delegation. Virtual assistants become crucial here. For as little as $5 to $15 per hour, you can delegate research, customer service, data entry, and other routine tasks. Here's a powerful example. Michael built a small e-commerce business selling specialty fitness equipment. Instead of managing it himself, he hired a virtual assistant to handle customer inquiries, a fulfillment company to ship products, and automated his marketing through email sequences. The business generates $3,000 monthly in profit, while requiring only 2 to 3 hours of his time per week. But automation isn't just about building businesses, it extends to your entire financial life. You can automate investment contributions to take advantage of dollar-cost averaging, bill payments to avoid late fees and maintain good credit, savings transfers to build emergency funds and investment accounts, tax optimization strategies through proper account structures. The compound effect of automation is remarkable. When you automate your income and expenses, you create what Ferriss calls passive cash flow, money that flows to you regardless of how you spend your time. The lesson is transformative. Your goal isn't to work harder or even smarter, it's to build systems that work for you. When you master automation, you decouple your time from your income, which is the foundation of true financial freedom. Part 6. Liberation. Work from anywhere. The final step in the DEAL framework is liberation, and it's about creating the ultimate form of freedom, mobility. When you can work from anywhere, you're not just building wealth, you're building optionality and life experiences that money can't buy. Liberation takes 2 main forms: negotiating remote work arrangements if you're employed, or building a business that's location independent if you're self-employed. If you're currently employed, Ferriss provides a systematic approach to negotiating remote work. The key is proving your value first, then proposing a trial period based on clear, measurable deliverables. Here's how Sarah, an account manager, approached it. She spent 3 months documenting her results and proving her value to the company. Then she proposed a 2-week remote work trial, agreeing to specific metrics: response time to client emails, number of client meetings conducted, and measurable project outcomes. The trial was so successful that her company made remote work permanent, and she's now managing accounts from Bali while her colleagues are stuck in traffic. For entrepreneurs, liberation is about building businesses that run without geographical constraints. This might mean selling digital products that can be delivered anywhere, providing consulting services via video calls, building automated systems that don't require your physical presence, creating businesses that can be managed entirely online. But liberation isn't just about work, it's about embracing what Ferriss calls mini-retirements. Instead of saving all your adventures for traditional retirement, you take regular breaks to live your dream life. This might mean taking a 3-month sabbatical to learn a new language in another country, spending 6 months exploring a hobby or passion project, volunteering for causes you care about, simply taking extended time off to recharge and gain perspective. The financial math of mini-retirements is compelling. Instead of working 40 years straight and then retiring, you might work intensively for 2 to 3 years, then take 6 to 12 months off. This pattern can actually lead to higher lifetime earnings, due to the creativity and energy that comes from regular renewal. Consider the geographic arbitrage opportunity. $50,000 in annual income might feel limiting in San Francisco, but it provides an incredibly rich lifestyle in countries like Thailand, Portugal, or Mexico. Your money goes further, and you experience cultures and perspectives that enrich your life in ways beyond financial measurement. The lesson is profound. True wealth isn't about accumulating enough money to buy freedom someday, it's about designing systems that give you freedom today. When you achieve liberation, you're not just building financial independence, you're building a life of continuous growth, adventure, and possibility. Part 7. Mindset Shifts for the New Rich. To successfully implement the DEAL framework, you need to fundamentally shift how you think about work, money, and success. The new rich operate with different mental models than the traditional workforce. The first major mindset shift is challenging the deferred life plan. Most people accept that suffering now is necessary for happiness later. But Ferriss asks, why not design a life that's fulfilling now while also building long-term wealth? This doesn't mean being irresponsible or avoiding hard work. It means being strategic about when and how you work. The new rich might work intensively for focused periods, then take extended breaks to travel, learn, or pursue other interests. Ferriss introduces a powerful exercise called fear setting, a twist on goal setting that helps you overcome the mental barriers to lifestyle design. Instead of just defining what you want, you define what you're afraid of, then systematically address each fear. For example, if you're afraid of starting a business because you might fail, you would write down, what's the worst that could happen? Lose some money, feel embarrassed, how likely is this? Perhaps 30% chance of complete failure, how could you minimize the risk? Start small. Test the market first, what would be the benefits of success? Financial freedom, personal fulfillment, what's the cost of not trying? Always wondering, what if, staying stuck in unfulfilling work. Often, this exercise reveals that our fears are either less likely or less catastrophic than we imagine. The worst-case scenarios are usually survivable and temporary, while the potential benefits are life-changing. Another crucial mindset shift is redefining success. The new rich measure success not just by financial metrics, but by quality of life indicators. How much control do you have over your time? How many life experiences are you accumulating? How aligned is your daily life with your values? How much are you growing as a person? As Ferriss puts it, doing less meaning less work, so that you can focus on things of greater personal importance, is not laziness. It is efficiency. The lesson here is that your mindset determines your possibilities. When you shift from scarcity thinking to abundance thinking, from deferred gratification to strategic living, you open up opportunities that were previously invisible. Part 8. Tools, Tactics, and Tips. The DEAL framework is powerful, but implementation requires specific tools and tactics. Ferriss provides a toolkit of practical strategies that can immediately improve your productivity and move you toward automation. Email management is crucial for elimination. Instead of checking email constantly, batch it into 2 focused sessions per day. Use autoresponders to set expectations about response times. Create templates for common responses. This alone can save 2 to 3 hours daily for many people. Virtual assistants become your secret weapon for automation. For $5 to $15 per hour, you can delegate research projects, data entry and organization, customer service responses, social media management, travel planning and booking, online shopping and price comparison. The key is to start small. Give your VA a simple task, measure the results, then gradually increase responsibility. Many successful entrepreneurs have built entire businesses while working only a few hours per week because they have mastered delegation. technology automation tools can handle routine tasks, Zapier can connect different apps and automate workflows. Scheduling tools can eliminate back and forth email about meetings. Banking automation can handle recurring transactions. Investment platforms can automate portfolio management. For business automation, focus on creating systems that work without you, sales funnels that convert prospects into customers automatically. Customer service systems that handle common questions. Fulfillment processes that don't require your involvement. Marketing systems that attract and nurture leads. The principle underlying all these tools is this: focus on results, not hours worked. The goal isn't to fill time with activity, it's to achieve your desired outcomes in the most efficient way possible. Here's a practical example. James, a consultant, used to spend 20 hours per week on administrative tasks. He hired a virtual assistant for $600 per month to handle these tasks, freeing up 20 hours weekly to focus on high-value client work. The additional billable hours generated $4,000 monthly, in extra income of 567% return on investment. The lesson is clear: your time is your most valuable asset. Invest in tools and systems that multiply your effectiveness, rather than just keeping you busy. Part 9. The beauty of mini-retirements. One of the most revolutionary concepts in the 4-Hour Workweek is the idea of mini-retirements. Instead of saving all your adventures for traditional retirement, you take regular extended breaks to live your dream life. The traditional retirement model has a fatal flaw. It assumes you will have the health, energy, and desire to pursue adventures in your 60s and 70s that you're sacrificing in your 20s, 30s, and 40s. Mini-retirements flip this script entirely. A mini-retirement might look like taking 6 months to learn Spanish while living in Argentina, spending 3 months volunteering with a nonprofit organization, using a year to write a book or develop a creative project, taking extended time to travel and experience different cultures, pursuing a passion project that's been on the back burner. The financial mechanics make this possible. When you have automated your income and eliminated unnecessary expenses, you need less money to maintain your lifestyle. Geographic arbitrage makes your money go further. Remote work capabilities mean you can often continue earning while living your mini-retirement. Consider Emma, a marketing director, who automated her client work and built passive income streams. Every 2 years, she takes a 6-month mini-retirement. She's learned pottery in Japan, taught English in Costa Rica, and studied photography in Morocco. Her lifetime of experiences already exceeds what most people accumulate in traditional retirement. Mini-retirements also provide something traditional vacation can't: true perspective and renewal. When you're away from routine for months rather than weeks, you gain clarity about what truly matters. You read them with fresh energy, new skills, and often, new business ideas. The productivity benefits are remarkable. People who take regular mini-retirements often accomplish more in their working periods because they are refreshed, focused, and motivated. They avoid the burnout that plagues traditional career paths. From a wealth-building perspective, mini-retirements can actually accelerate your financial progress. The experiences and perspectives you gain often lead to new income opportunities. The networks you build while traveling can become business connections. The skills you develop can increase your earning potential. The lesson is profound: don't postpone living until it's too late. Life is happening now, not in some distant retirement. When you design mini-retirements into your life, you're not just building wealth, you're building a rich, fulfilling existence. Part 10. Conclusion and takeaways. As we conclude this journey through the 4-Hour Workweek, let's crystallize the key insights that can transform your approach to wealth building and lifestyle design. First, redefine what wealth means to you. True wealth isn't just about money, it's about time, mobility, and freedom. When you optimize for all three, you create a life that's rich in every sense of the word. The DEAL framework provides your roadmap, definition. Get crystal clear about what you want your ideal life to look like. Elimination: cut out time-wasting activities, and focus on the 20% that drives 80% of results. Automation: build systems and income streams that work without your constant attention. Liberation: create the freedom to work from anywhere and live on your terms. Remember, this isn't about working less because you're lazy, it's about working strategically so you can focus on what truly matters. The goal is to create more time for the people, experiences, and pursuits that bring meaning to your life. The mindset shifts are crucial. Challenge the deferred life plan. Use fear setting to overcome limiting beliefs. Measure success by quality of life, not just financial metrics. Embrace the concept of mini-retirements, to live richly throughout your life, not just at the end. The tools and tactics we have discussed, from virtual assistants to automation systems, are your implementation toolkit. Start small, test what works, and gradually build more sophisticated systems. Most importantly, remember that lifestyle design is not a destination, it's an ongoing process of designing and redesigning your life, to align with your evolving values and goals. The traditional path tells us to work for 40 years, save every penny, and hope we have enough money and health left to enjoy life in our final decades. But there's another way. You can design a life that's fulfilling now, while building long-term wealth and freedom. As Tim Ferriss reminds us, the question you should be asking isn't what do I want? Or what are my goals? But what would excite me? Your exciting life is waiting. The question is, are you ready to design it? Thank you for joining me the exploration of the 4-hour workweek. Remember, the journey to financial freedom and lifestyle design starts with a single step. Define what you want, eliminate what you don't need, automate what you can, and liberate yourself from the constraints of traditional thinking. Your future self will thank you for starting today. If you found this valuable, give it a like, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more summaries.